This is a demonstration on how to use a symbolic Hieronymus machine. I use a symbolic Hieronymus machine primarily to aid those who are out of balance relative to their health. I've also used the symbolic Hieronymus machine to aid those who are in need of blessings and prosperity. Before I start each working or each experiment, I would recite an affirmation. You can use the one that I use, or you can use one that resonates with you. It could be a prayer, an affirmation, or an ideal. For healing experiments, the prayer that I use is, "Here I am, Lord. Purge me from all unrighteousness. Make me a greater channel of blessings to everyone day by day. Not my will, but yours, O Lord, be done in and through me." That is the affirmation that I use in the beginning of every healing experiment. For an experiment in manifestation of a desire, be it prosperity or job promotion or success in a relationship. It could be any number of desirable manifestations. The affirmation that I use is, "With the help of God, the great law, my word and intentional thoughts shall not pass away, nor return to me void. It shall accomplish that whereunto it was sent." That is the affirmation that I prefer to use when I'm doing a manifestation experiment. So, let's do one. The first experiment will be for a health experiment. I'm going to stay with the sample I've been using, which is my niece, who I've identified earlier that at least one of her chakras was out of balance. So I place my target, my niece, on the witness sample, the round witness sample plate is what we would call it. And then I will attempt to find the vibration that matches the intent and resonance of my niece, so that I know that the thought, the desire, the intent that I'm broadcasting will resonate and match with her. The dial is set at 0. I'll take 2 fingers and kind of just stroke the stick pad, is what it's called. And what I'm doing is I'm turning the dial slowly, and I'm waiting for my fingers to stick. Okay, I feel a little stickiness around the dial at 40 Looks like about a 46 on the dial. Now, I can use that if I'm comfortable with the stick pad. I have found that some people prefer to use a pendulum to find the correct frequency. And if you're using a pendulum instead of the stick pad, go back to 0. Hold your pendulum over the square stick plate, and with the target in your mind and full your awareness in tune to your target, slowly turn the dial and look for the pendulum to rotate in a circular or clockwise motion. And I'm getting a clockwise motion at the same frequency that I receive using a stick pad. Now, the strokes in between the numbers are very small, but as I look at it, it looks like it's a 46 frequency. And to cross-check that, I'll use a yes-no question from a pendulum to confirm if I have the right frequency. So stop. The frequency, the dial set at the 42 frequency is the accurate frequency to broadcast a healing treatment for my niece. My pendulum has given me a up and down motion, which is an indication of yes. But let's ask the question in a different way. The dial frequency set at 46 is not the accurate frequency to broadcast from. I get it now. So I'm comfortable with the reading I have, the frequency that I'm using. So now that I have the frequency and I know that I'm trying to bring balance to my niece's chakras, what I would do is write that out, that treatment, on a card or a piece of paper, and then place that on the stick plate. This is this carries a vibration of my intent. I will make sure I have my crystal to act as a battery on the Symbolic Hieronymus machine. And then what I do is simply relax and meditate on my niece. Meditate and visualize her happy and joyful and balanced. I would recite the prayer or the affirmation that I wrote down on the treatment card. I imagine a beam of light coming in from the sun, through my crown chakra, entering and filling my entire body. And as I visualize my body completely illumined in this bright white light, I imagine a beam of light entering my niece, first from my third eye into her third eye. I see her very clearly sitting across from me. The beam of light is connecting us. I imagine the beam of light from the sun through my crown chakra, filling my body, and now exiting my heart chakra into my niece's heart chakra. I imagine the beam of light filling her entire body. I imagine the sacral chakra, color orange, rotating and illuminating a bright orange light. I now visualize and see my niece smiling and joyful. And then I'll allow myself to meditate for as long as I feel intuitively inclined to do so, imagining the light from the sun through my body into her body and her being happy and joyful. And when I'm done, I thank God, I thank the universe, I thank all that is for the help in aiding to bring balanced health to my niece. And that is how we use a symbolic Hieronymus machine. I hope this is helpful. You don't have to believe me that this works. I'm not here to convince you, but I encourage you to experiment and see for yourself. I was once a skeptic, and now I'm not. I hope this helps.